Hey everyone, welcome back. So in my last video, I did a planner update for what I am in as of July 2022. And I mentioned that I had just switched fairly recently, back in June. And since I hadn't filmed in a while, I figured I would go back and show you what I had been using between March and June. So basically quarter to 2022. Let's start with more kind of an overall view, and then I will get into what I just moved off the screen. So this planner is one that I got during Go Wild. I do have a love affair with Erin Condren hourly. Like if I'm going to get a planner, this is normally what I will end up getting. I loved this cover and how it looked with the flora pattern, and I just couldn't resist when I was in the Erin Condren store. So let me kind of show you what I was doing during this time that I was using it. Monthlies, as usual, are just my normal monthly layouts. I had, when I started using this, gone ahead and put kind of monthly goals and kind of what I wanted to do household-wise in these pages. I don't always use these. When I do use them, this is actually what I end up using them for. This week was Go Wild week when I was in Anaheim, so I figured why not? I'm going to go ahead and use some of these stickers that I got while I was at the event. As you will see, this is not my normal style, but why not? The next week, you can kind of see how I was using it. I had what I was doing this week. Some to-do list things that I needed to do, and then I was just using stickers that I had around, and then just doing some time blocking and meetings, because I was actually in, where was I? This was March. So I was actually in DC at this time, and fun fact, this was the first time I had been back to Advocate, which is where we go and visit normally we go and visit our representatives and senators at the national level with the National Apartment Association. Because of COVID, things are still closed, also because of January 6th events, and so we still do a lot of our meetings via Zoom, but we do have our governance meetings there. The last time I was in DC was when everything shut down for COVID. So this was an interesting trip because it was my first time back since 2020. This is where we start getting into how I was using the planner. I do use Moxie Life goal setting. I was in the Power Sheets goal setting, and I did switch earlier this year just because I don't need the assistance with setting goals. I just appreciate breaking them down. So I'll probably have to do a video on that when I get there. But the colors that I'm using for the, well, not so much those, the colors I'm using for the appointments, I'm trying to start, or I tried to start corresponding them with the Moxie Life colors, so I could see kind of what things matched up with. So this, I think, is where I started doing that. Red is work. Green is not work. Green is financial, but I think at this point I was just trying to differentiate those meetings. I don't think I'd fully committed to that at this point in time. So then we go to April. I don't think I'd fully committed to it. I think I want to say I switched over to Moxie Life sometime in April. So we'll probably get there at some point. Yep, I think this is actually where it started. Because blue is health and wellness. Green, actually this teal color is the one that's the spiritual. Yellow is personal. Orange is fun and learning. No, red is fun. Red is work and learning. Oh gosh, I'm gonna butcher all of these. I was using pink instead of the red just because of the colors that I had available. Orange is fun. So that's kind of where these come into play. Anyway, so that's kind of where these colors were coming from. These are Planner Kate stickers. They're just large sheets of a variety of colors, and I was just using what I had on hand. And then these stickers here are from Cocoa Daisy. So I was just kind of pulling things in. So as you can see, continued just to track my weekly schedule. Mostly it was just a snapshot, so I had something sitting on my desk so I could see what exactly was going on that week, kind of as an overview. I really wasn't using it more than that. So there's not too much more time. This is actually when I started taking my real estate classes. In May, and then in June is when I switched over to the planner I showed in my July 2022 planner update. So you can still see kind of middle of June. I think this was my, nope. This was my last week here. So these were just all Cocoa Daisy stickers that I was trying to use up. So where the detail happened, let me show you. Because I did have a question in my last video. Someone's like, oh, have you used the Erin Condren A5 inserts? The answer to that question is yes. So this is a mixture of stuff. Some of these are very old cloth and paper inserts and cards and things. This is something I got from Michael's. I do not remember where I got this. I've had this for many, many, many years. Just some sticky notes on the back of it. And I did start using this earlier in the year. And actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I'm gonna have to grab some older inserts. Well, this will give you enough of a taste of what I was doing with it. So I did actually purchase and print the Anchored Women Planner because I did like some of these quarterly sorts of inserts. As you can see, did not use them during this time because, again, this is when I was switching. But this is actually kind of what I was doing on a daily basis in here. Again, just time blocking appointments and things that were going on. I did have both the weekly and the dailies. I was playing with this section as an overview. I didn't end up using it all that often, to be honest with you. I was going to use it for scheduling out the classes and the sections I was taking within each class. I was also thinking about using it for content calendar. It just never really got used. So usually I was just keeping track of what was going on that day. Sometimes I would add to-dos here, as you can see. These are the organized mom method. So this was a combination work and personal. It was mostly a lot of work things, but some of the to-dos that I put in there were for personal things. So as you can see, that's kind of where that left off. I did have July and August in here. Actually, I did use it a little bit into July, I guess. Because I think this was when I was planning on using this solely for work. And this was, I think, before I pulled out my Hobonichi cousin. So that's why I continued using it again. It's because I did want a place, again, to keep track of work to-dos and things like that. But I only did the 2 days. This was actually right after I got back from Illinois. If you heard in my last video, I was up there for memorial service, and I was turned around and left right after a conference. So that's why a lot of this is blank, is because I was out of town. I wasn't working. So I had 2 days, and then I decided to go to the Hobonichi cousin, because to be honest, this is a very wide planner. And it did take up a lot of space on my desk when it was sitting open, and the cousin is literally this amount of space. And I don't really take this anywhere. So anyway, that's why I ended up switching. In the back here, again, these are some more recent cloth and paper things. I had some just note paper back here, and then just some of the pages that came with the Erin Condren section. I was using these initially before I just went to basically pen and highlighter. And then I have a notepad here from Erin Condren in the back. And then this is actually one of her bookmark sorts of, it's like a metal bookmark, but I stuck it back here. So that's what I was actually using before. And again, I did use this from probably March-ish to June before I switched over into the Planner Perfect Traveler's Notebooks. So I do have others, and I was just keeping 1/4's worth of weeks and days in here. That was about right. As you can see, that's pretty full. So that was about all I had room for. Anyway, hopefully that was an interesting look at what I was doing before. I was at that point in time tracking a lot of my stuff either in Notion, because I made that conversion from Notion to OmniFocus during this time. But this is what I was using Erin Condren wise between the videos earlier this year and my most recent update as far as July 2022. If you have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. I thank you for watching. I invite you to like if you enjoyed the video. If you like this sort of content, please subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Bye!